I was waiting for any signs of life. You're on your phone over there, not caring.
I'm sorry. Wow. Hello, everybody. This is another episode of Alter Ego Podcast. I am not Jack Austin, your host.
I don't know.
Keep going. You're
I am his wife, Megan, and we are here from the Galactus to tell you about nerd shit.
From the what?
I don't know.
Jesus Christ. I'll tell you where we're not from. Ford Supply Company. This episode of Alter Ego is sponsored by Ford Supply Company, makers of all natural and organic soaps for men with scents like tropical teakwood, cypress pine, so many more. So many more. I need a new list.
Carver.
Visit their website at fordsupply.com and order online to use promo code ALTEREGO to get 10% off your order. Ford Soap, real soap.
No bullshit.
Yeah, get that Carver, because right now I smell like a straight basic bitch.
Yeah. But you smell good.
Pumpkin spice.
What people forget to add to that is that basic bitches might smell good.
Yeah, they do.
I'm not sure if their winter ones are going to come out, but Frostbite, and I think the other one's Wintergreen or something like that.
Yeah.
And there's one other one. It's a cranberry. They're all amazing. One of them makes you smell like a Christmas tree. One of them makes you smell like cranberry pie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably wrong on that, but
cranberry pie.
It
Never
smells
heard of cranberry
like
pie.
Me either.
Yeah, it smells like just holidays. And the Frostbite one I like a lot too. It's got oatmeal in it.
I like how holidays for some stuff is like that's their excuse to put out the crap nobody wants.
Yeah.
Like cranberry pie, that sounds disgusting.
Well, that's
and
not what you're making Ford Supply sound bad, and the soap Don is not here.
There's one person out there that loves it, that loves cranberry pie, and they're like, I can't wait till Christmas. That way people don't have a choice but to eat this cranberry pie.
Like fruitcake.
Yeah.
No, that's not what it is. It just smells like holiday. For some reason, that's
No, I'm actually very excited about the cranberry. Love it.
Yeah, I think it's like a cranberry something. But
I wasn't knocking the smell
good.
of cranberries. I was saying cranberry pie sounds disgusting.
I don't know. It's just, it seems like it might smell good. I don't know.
Okay.
You know what else smells good?
Tony
Anello's.
I was waiting to use that one. Tony Anello's Southern Italian Cuisine and Grill is a hidden gem that's family-owned and operated on the outskirts of St. Petersburg at 1136 Pinellas Bayway South, Tierra Verde, Florida. This is a must-try for a homemade Italian lunch or dinner. Just remember to bring your appetite because the portions are very generous.
Very.
Call for a reservation today at 727-867-3577 and check out TonyAnellos.edu.
No, .com.
That's right.
I just knocked over the Eagles helmet and I thought the ghost of Nello passed. Just come and smack the crap out of me.
That's right. Oh, Nello. We had some fans go there the other day from the Cigar City Sports Podcast, and they spoke very highly of it. You really should check out Tony Anello's if you're in the area, if you're local. If not, when you vacation to beautiful St. Petersburg, check it out. Seriously.
I want to know how that trip went. I wonder if there's a fist fight.
Oh, I doubt it. I doubt it. Oh, boy. We've got some good news, and then we're, of course, talking about Eternals today, as you can tell by the thumbnail. Lots of things to say about that movie. I think the critics and the audience and everybody is kind of split a little bit on this one, but we'll see. First bit of news for the day. One thing that I saw that was very interesting is that YouTube is going into their platform and releasing or removing the results from the dislike button. Now, that's to allow people to still give feedback, but it's to I think to combat review bombing, honestly. So when a lot of people see that, I mean, the creators of the content can still see how many dislikes are on it, so they have the feedback, they know what they're doing. But this is going to stop from people going and seeing that 1 million people are going to dislike a certain video just to kill the algorithm on them. I think it's a smart move. What do you think?
Yeah, I like it. I mean, to me, I almost felt like it shouldn't even be there in the first place. The whole dislike. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just move on. If you don't like the video, just skip it.
Yeah.
I hate when people
go out of their way.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'll watch a video and I'm like, this was actually really good. Why does it have 9,000 dislikes or whatever? Like, people just want to hate, and they'll go to the comments, and that's where you can always see it shine through, where people are just being douches and trolling people.
The thing that drives me crazy, too, is when people go in just to comment about how they didn't like something where they could have moved on.
Yeah, like, why did you waste the time? First off, you hadn't watched the entire video. If you don't like it, you should have turned it off. And then second...
What?
I'm waiting for your theory when he's done.
No. I'm not sharing it on this podcast. Sorry.
Oh. You came in and you commented.
I have a theory.
Time.
Well, first of all, I think people in this world are extremely sensitive, and we've talked about this before, but I do have a theory as to why, and maybe you'll hear about it one day on Audio Jack.
Okay. Okay, well, stick around for that one. Remember episode 81 of Alter Ego and Megan had a theory?
Yeah.
It's on another podcast. I don't know where, but it's there.
I don't want to turn this into a political podcast.
More of the same. Sony is changing and cutting the production of the PS5 coming out. Only putting production, I think the number was 1 million units.
Oof.
Due to the lack of component shortages is why they're saying that. So, I don't know.
Now you want to cut your production instead of trying to push and pay for it.
Instead of trying to just get more, they're saying, you know what? We're just going to have a realistic expectation of what's coming out.
No, they're not. There's Sony, and they're like, you know what? There's still 140 million PlayStation 4s out there. We'll just take this out right now. Pretty much what they're doing.
This has been to date the hardest console to find.
Yeah,
I feel. I mean, like, I am not trying to get one. Originally, I was like, yeah, we'll check out the PS5. Now I'm so much, no, it's not for me. I don't want to check it out. But goddamn, if I wanted one, it's really hard to find one.
Yeah, or you're paying double or triple the amount.
Yeah, which is ridiculous.
Yeah. See Xboxes every now and again. I just posted the other day. I saw one at down there at the mall.
Mm-hmm.
The Target, but
was it a Series X?
Not an X, but an S.
Hey, still,
if somebody's gonna want it, you know.
Yeah, that's good. This I kind of grouped random and video game news together. YouTube really didn't belong, but there it is. The Marvel Avengers game that we've talked about.
Yeah,
they dropped a trailer for Spider-Man joining the Avengers cast.
Time to dust off the PlayStation 4 then.
I've never been so jaded looking at a game release. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So we don't get Spider-Man. Great. Love it. Bye.
Yeah.
Isn't that pretty typical?
Well, Sony owns all the rights to Spider-Man. Everything Spider-Man, Sony owns it. So they have chosen to release their Spider-Man game exclusively for PS5. Spider-Man is only on the PS5 or PS4 version of the Avengers game. It's hard to see a game that has solo Spider-Man content that's not really regulated by Sony. Like the Ultimate Alliance games, those have Spider-Man in it, but it's not exclusively a Spider-Man game.
Yeah, which is why it's weird that I don't understand why PlayStation wouldn't let it be in Avengers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
If they make it right and it plays well, plays awesome, maybe someone who has an Xbox is like, maybe I should check out that PlayStation version of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
That's honestly number one on my PlayStation list.
Is the Spider-Man 1 and 2 that's coming out? Yeah, same.
Spider-Man literally sitting on top of the PS4 Pro. I just have to hook it up and play it. I had to borrow it from my brother. But I'm going to play it.
I've heard that's one of the best superhero games of all time is those Spider-Man games.
Yeah, it's ill. I watched my brother play it a little bit. He actually came and borrowed my PlayStation again so he could play it again before he moved out of state.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But yeah, I was excited. I've never been so jaded looking at a trailer release, but hey, here we are. Now into some funny stuff. I don't know. I consider it funny. I'm going to find it. It's about The Rock and Vin Diesel in Fast 10. Have we all taken a chance to see his heartfelt Instagram post
about
toward
how
The
he
Rock?
Needs to show up.
It's his destiny to show up.
No.
Let me read you what Vin Diesel wrote, and he's already off on a bad foot. My little brother, Dwayne. The Rock is one of the most egotistical people I think I've ever seen. You're going to start out By calling him your little brother and insulting him? All right, cool.
If he's older, sometimes.
My little brother Dwayne, the time has come. The world awaits the finale of Fast 10. As you know, my children refer to you as Uncle Dwayne in my house. There's not a holiday that goes by that they don't send you well wishes. But the time has come. Legacy awaits. I told you years ago that I was going to fulfill my promise to Pablo, whoever that is. I swore that we would reach and manifest the best fast in the finale, and that is 10. I say this out of love, but you must show up. Do not leave the franchise idle. You have a very important role to play. Hobbs can't be played by no other. I hope that you rise to the occasion and fulfill your destiny. Well, if you're The Rock, does that make you want to come back to Fast 10 for the finale?
Maybe.
After you've done Hobbs and Shaw, and you've done 2 Fast movies, 2 or 3?
No, he's been in. Hold on, let's see. He was in.
I was going to say you're asking the wrong person. He's been in a few of them.
He wasn't in more than.
I think he's in at least 4. Or of some capacity.
I think he gets he shows up and he is the antagonist of the first one with Toretto. In the second one, he gets beat up by Jason Statham and then isn't in it anymore. And then after that, there's the Hobbs and Shaw. I don't think he's in any of the other movies.
You may be right.
Yeah, I may be crazy. But anyway,
But
if you're The Rock,
what's the lyric?
But it just may be the lunatic you're looking for.
Oh yeah.
So if you're The Rock, are you coming back to Fast 10 for Vin Diesel?
Money.
I mean, for Vin Diesel, maybe not.
That's something The Rock doesn't need right now. Money is not a big drawing factor, which is
the question
wild.
is it because he's going to try to run to be a politician? Because that's out there.
Okay, you're 2 for 2 taking things into
don't
politics.
walk into it.
I'm not.
You are.
You're the one who brought up politics.
You're the one that brought up The Rock.
Good Lord.
One of those things at this point, see how Black Adam actually does, but
Yeah.
Fast 10 is one of those things that kind of help one of the Fast and Furious kind of boost him a little bit more. You know what I mean? If I was him, I'd go back for it.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, people are kind of tired of watching him stop disasters and be The Rock at everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Those things were the same character.
The Rock is the same character in literally everything he plays. It's become kind of a tired trope to me. I don't get excited when I see The Rock anymore.
Exactly. So why not finish out a franchise that should have died a long time ago?
Yeah. Put it to bed. Kill it. That's your destiny, The Rock. The Rock.
Love it.
Kill that movie. Other movie news. Boondock Saints 3 is confirmed.
Finally, bro.
To be in production with the original cast returning. By original cast, I mean Norman Reedus and Sean Patrick Flannery.
Yeah, I'm very excited about this. It should have happened years ago, though.
I didn't see Boondock Saints 2 because Boondock Saints 1 was so good. That's
Boondock
one of those
Saints
movies where I was
2
like, I can't do this.
Actually, pretty decent. And the way they left it, you were hoping for a third one, like there should have been. And there was talks that they were supposed to happen, but I know one of them gained a lot of weight or something like that.
Probably Flannery, because Norman Reedus has been doing nothing but Walking Dead, and that video game that he was the mocap for that he absolutely crushed. I don't know, but that they're coming back. Hey, and there are movies coming to Disney Plus now that are getting the IMAX treatment. I don't get how that's possible.
Me neither.
How are you going to do?
Does it make my TV grow to like 300 inches?
Right. Does it install a better sound system in my house? Mm-hmm. Does it make my recliner vibrate when things happen on screen?
Maybe it's for people that have.
They're showing Shang-Chi and a couple of other, like Jungle Cruise is another one that they're doing, and they're saying, this is going to be for. They talked about it on Disney Plus Day, which was apparently the tomorrow, the 12th.
Yeah, I would say it's tomorrow.
So we'll talk about that next week, all the things they bring out for Disney Plus Day. Hopefully we get some more stuff. But speaking of Disney and remakes of old school cartoons, there's another one in the works. We've had what? We've had Beauty and the Beast. We've had Jungle Book. What else have we had?
Lion King.
Cinderella like 6 times.
Aladdin.
Lion King, Aladdin.
101 Dalmatians.
101 Did they really?
Yeah.
The original one.
the way
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
Okay. Not since Disney
Not
Plus era, but
Cruella's,
yes,
no,
you're
yeah.
absolutely right. Sorry, yeah, they did. They're now remaking Snow White and have
Interesting.
cast their evil queen
Yes, they
as
have.
Gal Gadot. Okay. I forget who they have playing Snow White, but we'll see. Oh, Cinderella. They just recently did that one too. Can't wait to not watch it. Hellboy, though. Hellboy might be getting its own TV series.
I know that gave you a boner when you heard it.
Oh, my goodness. 6 to midnight. Yeah, that was very exciting for me. I think, and I wonder who Hellboy is going to be. I hope it's not an animated thing or a CGI thing.
Gary Busey.
But Gary Busey. Somebody said that. Who said,
know,
I can't wait for Gary Busey to reprise his roles? Like, who or what?
It was on the
I think it was Anthony.
Instagram,
My friend
yeah.
Anthony said that. But yeah, I don't think that David Harbour is going to reprise the role for a TV series. But I've been wrong before. I mean, he did Stranger Things. I don't want it to be Ron Perlman. I would love to see David Harbour keep it up. But I think you could tackle subject matter a lot better. There would be some really cool episodes, a lot of things that they could explore in the Hellboy universe. But I think that's a good idea. I'm interested. You're right. That did get me very excited when they said that. But I'll be more excited when there's more details, and then I'll be let down when they delay it. And then, they'll change more things, and I'll just ultimately hate one of my favorite comic characters.
No big deal.
Anyway. Dune Part 2. We just talked about Dune last week. Hope you guys liked the Dune episode. But that Part 2 is going to start shooting in the summer of 2022. So that's good. At least they're moving. They're going to start shooting in 2022 and release it in 2023. In terms of production, that's pretty quick, right?
I don't know.
Like it.
I mean, a lot of movies, they start and they wait for a little while before they release anything.
Like I said, to me, I feel they should have shot multiple movies and then just
Yeah,
released
you
them
were
that
saying
way.
that. You were saying that. Yeah, I don't disagree now. I mean, if you're smart and you've got Dune 1 that obviously was successful and a lot of people liked it and want to see more, do 2 and 3
Yeah.
at the same time.
Yeah.
Unless there's going to be massive time jumps between movies, which I don't think there is. So yeah, that's what we've got for the TV and movie. Oh no, there's one more thing. Netflix revealed the first shot of the live action Gundam Wing movie. You weren't a Gundam person, were you?
Oh, I used to watch the hell out of some Gundam.
It looks
back in the
pretty
day.
good. I first thought it was Transformers, which I'm sure nobody can blame me.
Yeah, I've always wanted a Gundam live series, but I didn't want it to look kind of like what is it, Pacific Rim,
Yeah.
or something like that. I'm like, I don't think they can do the anime justice in real life. Because if so, we'd have mechs running around here.
I wonder how they're going to do the big laser swords and stuff like that they have. I'm interested to see how those look.
It's gonna be Power Ranger style. They can bring in the Zord, and it's gonna be
Oh
bad
gosh,
CGI.
it's just going to be
Over a
two
building.
dudes in a suit running at each other. Go Power Rangers!
You just hear make my monster grow out of nowhere and a staff.
Oh
come
God,
down.
make my monsters grow!
It's gonna be awesome.
Rita Repulsa, shout out to Rita. What's she doing these days?
I have
She's
no
still on the
idea.
moon.
Probably.
She's still hanging out with Goldar.
Probably. I'm pretty sure Zed killed himself after having to deal with her.
Yeah, probably. Lord Zed. His movie bombed and he turned to the alcohol. Oh gosh. So weirdly, we only have these three subjects today. We've got, the random in the video games, we got the movies and the TV, and then Marvel. There's a lot of Marvel stuff to talk about. So let's take our first break of the day. We will be brief. We will be back quickly, hopefully. So stick around. We'll see you in just a minute. And we're back. I almost said the Cigar City Sports Podcast. The Alter Ego Podcast. No Mark today. I know we said that, or we didn't say that earlier, but we're saying it now. No Mark. We hope you're back soon, buddy. But let's get into the Marvel news of this week. I don't know if this is technically Marvel news, but I didn't want to not say it. Paul Rudd was named the sexiest man alive.
That's Marvel news.
That was
At
internet.
52. Does he age? I
No.
don't think he does.
No.
This, I mean, like, what is it? What, like, I want to get with like Robert Downey Jr. When Iron Man was talking to Cap. What's your thing, Pilates? How you stay in such good shape? You eat a lot of greens?
52?
Yeah.
Yes.
Bro, no way.
And he looks exactly like he did when he was 22.
He looks exactly
the same.
Yeah, I would have never guessed 52 years
No,
old.
He definitely is aging like fine wine.
Yeah. What if he's like secretly like 80?
Oh, God.
Wow. He takes off the shirt and it's all just wrinkles. It's all prosthetic on the outside.
He's been going back in time for real.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah.
He has. Oh, boy. So, another delay. We talked about a lot of movies being delayed, but Miss Marvel apparently was supposed to release in 2022 or 2021. I did not know that. The Kamala Khan series that was going to be following her, and that has been pushed back to 2022. That sucks. I don't know why. Maybe it's production issues, or maybe just because everything else has been pushed back, they're pushing this one back too.
Who knows?
Maybe.
Yeah. Hawkeye, though, is 2 weeks away. That's going to start. Hawkeye is coming with Kate Bishop. It's going to be a good show. You're going to enjoy it. There's going to be 6 episodes. We're all going to watch them more than once. They're going to be good. Okay?
I think you're going to watch it more than once.
Enjoy them.
I very well might. In this series, so one of the show directors said that Clint, the show will not forget that Clint Barton did kill all those people as Ronin. Like, he's killed tons and tons of people during the blimp.
He's kind of like an anti-hero in a weird way.
When he's Ronin, for sure. And then the comment was that Jeremy Renner wanted the darkness. He wanted to go there. There are moments that the Ronin Clint resurfaces in this show. It's very important to have the depths that you can explore so that he can come out of it. That was from the episode director, Amber Finlayson.
Oh, geez. Spoilers, Amber.
Yeah, Amber. No, I thought it was good. I'm glad to see that because they're making it look like it's a buddy cop and it's all just funny, ha-ha. And that's really not to my Hawkeye the way that I see him. I mean, sure, he's hilarious. He gets into a lot of stuff like that. But no, there's definitely a lot more to him. So I'm excited to see it. I can't wait to get into that series. We talked about this already, Guardians of the Galaxy having begun filming.
But hold on, because did you see who's in that thumbnail that you put? Did you look and see who's in that? Because I just noticed something. Where is he?
What thumbnail that who put? For what?
The thumbnail that you used for that post on the Insta.
Okay, more details.
Did you see who's in that picture?
What post? What details? What?
This one. The one that you posted on Instagram, Guardian of the Galaxy Volume 3, and it looks like an album cover.
Uh-huh.
Did you see who's in that picture?
I did see who's in that picture.
Who's in that picture?
Adam Warlock.
Yep.
And literally the rest of the thing. That was part of what we were going to talk about, but it's okay. I
didn't know if maybe you didn't see it.
It's got
the whole Guardians movie away.
Warlock. It's also got the young lady from the Conclave?
Mm-hmm.
What is the name of that species that builds or makes people? I can't remember. Anyway,
I know what you're talking about,
the young lady who was in Guardians 2.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. She's in that picture as well, along with Dave Bautista and all the original Guardians, and Sean Gunn, who plays Rocket. He doesn't voice Rocket, but he plays him in the mocap. So it's good to see the whole gang is there, and they look excited. I'm glad to see that Adam Warlock's part of that, too. In other Marvel news, Henry Cavill, Superman, has come out and said he wants to play Captain Britain. I thought that he's such a down-to-earth guy. Like, he builds his own PC. He likes to play a lot of, like, WoW and stuff. He's into the nerd culture. He definitely does all that stuff. But I love the way when he was asked about joining the MCU, he said, I'm never going to say that I'll say a Marvel character that's already being played by somebody else because everyone does such an amazing job. And here's where it's kind of funny to me. However, I have the internet, and I have seen various rumors about Captain Britain, and that would be loads of fun to do a cool modernized version of that, like the way they did a modernized Captain America. There's something fun about that, and I love being British.
So it just kind of naturally works out for him.
That would be very interesting to see Captain Britain join the MCU. And he's right, the way they've modernized everything else, I think that could be pretty slick.
I like it. I mean, the dude's built, so he could play a character like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's huge.
Yeah, he's a big ass dude.
So that would be interesting to see Captain Britain walk in the room and go, "Oh, okay." Anyway, so that was a good one. But Spider-Man: No Way Home. Did we all see the new poster for the movie?
No, I have not.
There is the brand spanking new poster, and in the back, spoiler alert, if you're trying to avoid spoilers for Spider-Man, which is weird because we've talked about it a lot. In the poster, you see Green Goblin. You see the one from the original Spider-Man. So Willem Dafoe is clearly back. They also show a lot of direct hints to Sandman and Electro, and obviously Dr. Octopus, who we've seen already. So that's going to be interesting. And Tom Holland says No Way Home is brutal, dark, and sad. You're going to see characters go through things that you would never wish for them to go through. And somebody messaged me and said, I bet one of the Spider-Mans dies. And I was like, that's probably a pretty astute observation.
Yeah.
If they do bring back the multiverse Spider-Man, how cool would it be if Miles Morales popped out in cartoon form and was like, what's up, Spider-Man?
I want to see him in real life.
I know. I think we're close to him. I think we're very close with younger versions of Avengers showing up. Not that Spider-Man is old, but I think with the Kate Bishops, the Yelena from Black Widow, you're going to have Kate Bishop. Did I say Kate Bishop first? I think I did.
Yeah.
You've got now Sam Wilson instead of Captain America. It wouldn't be unreal to see a Miles Morales show up, which I wonder, does Sony have the exclusivity to Miles Morales too?
Yep. I believe anything Spider-Man related to and in their universe.
Marvel has got to be kicking themselves right now over the fact that they were willing to sell all that stuff. That drives me crazy.
But Marvel was hard up for cash at that point in time, so he was selling everything.
Yeah.
That's why Disney got it too.
Here's another quote that I like, and this is one of the reasons why Andrew Garfield was my favorite Spider-Man. I don't dislike Tom Holland. I think he's great. But Andrew Garfield, to me, I felt like he really got it. Here's a quote that he said the other day when talking about his experience as Spider-Man. I went from being a naive boy to growing up. How could I ever imagine that it was going to be a pure experience? There are millions of dollars on the soul of it and more on ensuring that we make as much money as possible. And I found that, he corrects himself, heartbreaking in all matters of the culture. Buddy, preaching to the choir. He's talking to the true fans and the nerds and the people who love these characters. Clearly, he does too.
Yeah.
And that's got to be heartbreaking to have something that was your hero. And it kind of reminds me of the situation with Ben Affleck playing Batman.
Yeah.
And how he lost his luster to be that character. Makes total sense now. Yeah. It's sad. I hate it, but it makes sense.
Take all the fun out of it. It's like if you're a kid playing sports and
right,
you really don't want to start to hate the sport and you just want out.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
And I don't want to see that. I want to see people who are excited for their characters, and Tom Holland looks to be that, but I feel bad. I feel like Andrew Garfield got a bum rap. We talked about him the other day, too, in terms of he wanted to keep going with the Sinister Six and make it a real movie, and they were like, we're doing something else.
Which is one of those things where sometimes you got to just let the comic book come out in ways, like, and let that guy play it. Especially if he's coming to you saying it like as the character. I mean, look at Black Panther. T'Challa had a bunch of ideas. I mean, not T'Challa, but Chadwick Boseman had a bunch of ideas to make that world better.
Yeah.
Listen to him because it worked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And there is some interesting news out of Black Panther, the Black Panther verse. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you guys know this. Spoilers for the new Black Panther that's coming out, but it has been confirmed who takes the mantle as Black Panther.
Yep.
I don't want it. No, I don't want to know.
Okay.
Don't want to know?
Don't want to know.
I'm going to need you to earmuff it because I'm going to say it.
Oh.
I'm going to tell everyone.
Send it. Let's find out.
All right. Who do you think it is?
Probably Shuri.
Shuri?
I already know.
Oh, you already know. It's not Shuri. Although she has been injured on set and it has completely stopped production. They're not allowing them to move forward until she's able to fully recover. So hopefully she does. However, she is not the Black Panther, and neither is Lupita Nyong'o, who I thought was going to be a good candidate for it.
M'Baku?
It is Mr. Winston Duke, who is M'Baku, is going to don the next Black Panther suit. That's going to be a big-ass panther.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? I think it makes sense. And he was the first person I said that I wanted to be Black Panther, because he starts off honoring all the traditions, showing up on Challenge Day, doing everything he's supposed to do. He makes the sacrifice as a leader not to die fighting. Then when the shit gets tough and he's almost handed the Black Panther on a silver platter, he refuses because it's not the right thing to do. You know, and then when it's time for Black Panther to go against a usurper to the throne, who shows up? M'Baku. When the world is about to, be destroyed, who shows up? M'Baku. I thought there was nobody in that universe right now that was more deserving of that character than him.
So is that actually confirmed?
Yeah. Yeah, that's been confirmed by Marvel Studios.
Oh, okay then.
I know it's a stretch and it couldn't happen, but I would have loved to see what's her face who plays the Dora Milaje.
Oh yeah.
I would have loved to see her actually somehow.
What is her name? I can't remember her name. Is it Naomi? No, it's not Naomi.
She's fantastic.
Yeah, she's really good. But I think that relationship is about to be crazy between her, the Dora Milaje, and the new Panther, to see how things go with them.
It's weird. I don't think it's going to.
You don't think they're going to stick with him?
No. I mean, they're going to. That's my point. It's like she's just going to serve no matter what, how she likes it. I mean, you think of Michael B. Jordan when he took over.
That's what I was going to say. Is like she's going to, but there's going to be disagreements and arguments and stuff like that. There's going to be a learning curve for M'Baku's character, and as we all know, we don't have the heart-shaped herb anymore. So is he even going to get Black Panther powers and abilities?
That's one of the points I was bringing up literally last night after we were watching the Eternals. I was talking to some friends that I ran into in the theater, but he's the last one. Technically, Michael B. Jordan's character is the last one who had the last heart-shaped herb.
Right. They stole one for T'Challa to come back.
So maybe it grows someplace else and they went and tracked it down and found it. I mean, they're going to have to come up with some kind of story.
Something.
Maybe it didn't all burn, or who knows, but
who knows what they're going to do, but they're going to have to acknowledge Chadwick Boseman and T'Challa and him having been the last one to have the herb, so we'll see. That being said, let's take the time to jump into some Eternals.
Yay.
There is some Eternals news too that I'm going to sprinkle throughout this. We'll give, as usual, our overall thoughts and what we feel about the movie, and then we'll give you your break to take off if you don't want to hear spoilers. But we're getting started right now. So let's go into our overall thoughts on this movie.
Overall thoughts?
Yeah. What did you think?
I loved it.
Yeah?
Loved that it ended. That's what I loved.
Oh wow. So you were not a fan.
Hated this movie.
Wow.
It actually goes as for me, the worst movie in all the MCU.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. What were your thoughts?
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I was over here like Bear.
Yeah. You might not be able to hear it, but our English Bulldog is snoring aggressively in the room.
3 or 4 times, my wife just keeps nudging me and yelling me. And I'm like, bro, stop it. Let me sleep.
It was a very long movie. That's for sure. I liked it as well. I thought it was a great movie. I liked the cast of characters. Some people were underutilized. Some people who were in the focus were not as great as I thought they were going to be or hoped they were going to be.
Yeah, it was kind of like I don't want to say that I adored it or hated it. I think it was a little middle of the road, but I do think that I liked it a lot more than
I think it's a stretch to call it the worst in MCU. Yeah. But at the same time, in the MCU, there have been a lot of really great movies.
Yeah.
So for this not being the greatest MCU movie, it's still better than tons of movies that had Marvel subject matter before there was an MCU.
To quote my wife as we're driving home, not knowing anything about comic books or the way it goes, Venom was a better movie than the Eternals.
Wow.
And I had to co-sign that.
I can't co-sign that at all. But then again, you guys know my relationship with Venom and why I feel the way that I do.
Yeah.
So let's talk about some of the news that's in here. Icarus was inspired by Zack Snyder's Superman. I'll tell you this. Leave it to Marvel to do Flash and Superman better than DC.
Yes, I will say that that's the case.
The young lady who's uses sign language and has the speed powers, she was the best version of the Flash I've ever seen in my life.
Makari.
Makari.
Yeah, Makkari.
Yeah.
Makari.
She was one of my favorites of the Eternals. She did really, really well. But yeah, I was looking at that and I was like, this is better than Superman and Flash. These two right here are just better. Yes, they do. So to go along with what Ryan says, this is the worst reviewed cinema score of any MCU movie. It is. The audience is saying that. The critics are saying that.
Bro, I wanted to go and grab myself one of those Dave Chappelle wrap that shit up. I wanted to wrap that shit up, B. Let's go. This movie's way longer than it needs to be.
It was a lot longer than I feel it needed to be as well. Some of the things were very drawn out, even though you saw them right in front of you. But yeah, I thought it was good. Megan thought it was good. Ryan didn't like it. Abby didn't like it. You know, Mark will have to be the tiebreaker next week. Mm-hmm. That being said, there's not much more we can talk about without getting into spoiler territory, right?
Yep.
So I say, let's do that. Let's take this time. Let's give you your 10 seconds before we jump into the spoilers of this movie, and then we're going to rock and roll, and the train will have left the station. So
yes,
here you go. 5 seconds.
4, 3, 2, and bye.
Bye. Okay, if you're still here.
Favorite characters. Let's start there. I know you just said you liked Makari.
I liked Makari, but I really like Gilgamesh too. I thought Gilgamesh was one of my favorites. His story arc with Thena, who's Angelina Jolie's character, was really good. Icarus and his relationship with our main character, Cersei, who I thought, I'm sorry, of all the actors, she did the worst job. I wasn't a fan of her. I didn't see a lot of emotional depth out of Cersei as somebody who was a leader and all the stuff that she went through. I didn't buy it. Mm-hmm. I didn't
that's part of this movie that one of the reasons part of this movie I don't understand. Like, they're supposed to be just pretty much essentially robots.
Essentially, they are robots sent by the Celestials to prep planets by allowing them to overpopulate so that then the sleeping Celestials inside the planets steal their energy and their power and are born. And when they're born, that's the emergence where the Celestial breaks out of the planet, essentially killing it. And you find out in this movie that Tiamat, the Celestial, is sleeping inside of Earth.
So if they're robots, they're not supposed to have emotions. So for me, that made sense to me. Few things didn't. Like you said, the Flash character who comes to Earth in 500 BC or whatever it is, and she's using American Sign Language. Really?
That's actually a pretty good point.
I would have loved a different language that they spoke or something. But for her to be deaf, which is why is she deaf too?
Maybe she was programmed that way.
And she's created that way.
Well, they were all intentionally created to be very different. Every single one of the Eternals, there's not one that's just like the other.
I know, and I get that. But why
was American Sign Language around in 500 BC or whatever?
No.
I don't know what language they're using, or if that was made up, or that was something that they just inherently knew. I don't know sign language. I couldn't tell you.
To me, it's just like that was flawed. That was one.
So she was. They were doing hand movements. I don't know. Somebody who knows sign language, let us know. Was that legitimate American Sign Language? Other than that, that's neither here nor there for me. I could care less. But. Then you had Kingo, who I thought was one of the best. He was very good for comic relief.
Yeah, I love his actor. So
my big gripe about Kingo is at the end of the movie when the big fight's happening, where the fuck is he?
Yeah, that was disappointing.
That?
He's the gunslinger guy.
Oh, Pender.
Yeah.
From,
Yes.
From Silicon Valley?
No, Franklin and Bash.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know about Franklin and Bash. Anyway, they were good. I thought the guy who played Icarus did a great job too.
From Game of Thrones. Excuse me, sorry.
I liked the way the story was laid out.
Just talking about the movie makes you want to fall asleep.
Stop it.
Kit Harington, I felt, was underutilized as well.
Maybe that's just because they were teeing him off.
Yeah, perhaps. But yeah. So who the one guy that I really liked
Druig.
that got almost no time. Right, Druig was one of them. The guy who could control people's minds because he was right. Yeah. He's like, I could stop all this right now. You want me to stop it? Because I will. And then Fastos.
Yeah, Fastos was cool too.
I thought Fastos was one of the coolest characters they brought to this movie just because of his ability to be like, yo, you guys want this? It's an engine. And they're in like something BC. And I just thought his technical abilities were really cool. He had a lot of depth. Like he wanted to keep moving people forward. And then he creates something like the A-bomb.
Yeah.
And I thought his whole emotional roller coaster that now like he left humanity alone. Then he has a family and he has people that he cares for. So he's like, shit, okay, let's stop this thing. And
I love that he is like very open about it with his husband.
Yeah.
Like, I love that his husband was like, is this that alien stuff you're telling me about? Like, not that that's even an important factor, but just the fact that he was very open and honest about it, obviously, in his relationship. Like, he didn't just wait to grow old. You know what I mean? Like Cersei did with her boyfriend.
Same with Kingo and what's his name?
Yeah.
The valet.
Yes. I loved.
Who I thought was hilarious.
I loved him, too. He was hilarious.
Yeah. I'm not going to lie. The one thing, though, about Fastos or whatever, that kiss, he looked super awkward. Like, I don't know. To me,
I don't know.
Looks like
I felt like this was one of the best representations of the LGBT community in a comic book movie that I've seen because it wasn't about that. They weren't trying to make him be so forced and so flamboyant and crazy. He was a regular, just like I thought that was a good adaptation. Yeah. Instead of making it about him being gay, they just gave him a family and gave him something to care about, and he just so happened to be gay.
Yeah.
I thought watching that, I was like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you're able to appreciate it and see the love and see the family without making it without forcing anything. Yeah. Which, you want to say that the kiss between Fastos and his husband was awkward. How about the really awkward sex scene in the movie? The first of its kind in the MCU. You don't
Icarus
see. You've never seen.
Cersei are doing it in the sand at the beginning of the movie.
We
had our 12 and 11-year-old with us.
I was like, this is awkward.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is necessary. It could have been hinted at, but But
there's
whatever.
like hip thrusting, and we were look over, and both of our kids had their arms and hands over their faces, and we were like, yes, this is gross.
Yeah, it's not the greatest movie of all time. I'm not going to sit here and say that Eternals is going to do anything more than keep the story going.
And to me, that's another thing. What story I don't know. I don't understand what this part they play in the MCU.
They're setting up the next big bad,
and
I think that next big bad they're setting up is Galactus.
Yeah, that's what I said too.
With the Celestials and all that and their immense power and how big they were and talking about all the energy that they needed. As soon as they started doing that, our 11-year-old leaned over and goes, Galactus. They're talking about Galactus. And I was like, yeah, they are. So that's why I think that is. And how about the fact that at the end of the movie, whatever his name is,
Black Knight?
No. The big Celestial that they were all talking about the whole time.
Aramesh.
Aramesh
or whatever.
He's pulled them off the planet and left.
Yeah. And see, that's my point too. Like, this guy is so OP that he could do whatever he wanted to. What's the whole point of this movie? Like, if he's the big bad in the MCU, it's just like, why? He could just crush a planet. Apparently he's the guy who made planets or whatever and everything.
Right. Like, he is one of the creators for sure. Apparently that's what they needed, more Celestials, so they overpopulate the planets and blah 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 blah. And our key into that is the Eternals, who were the preppers for that. But obviously we're not saying robots. They're not Alexa that was running around here waiting to play your next song. They were a little bit more advanced than that, and I liked that they showed the home planet and that there were so many different Eternals, and that, like, this is...
Whoa, bro, did you not watch the movie? There is no planet. It's all a scam.
Oh, God.
A sham.
They're on the fourth dimension. But I liked it. I thought it was good for deepening the universe. It's not one that I'm going to throw on. Like, when I see Civil War, you got to throw that on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you see one of the Endgame movies, you throw that on. When you see Ant-Man, that's one you're like, yeah, I'm going to watch this movie, or Doctor Strange, or...
even Black Widow.
Yeah, I threw Black Widow on the other night. I still like that movie. I thought that one did really well. But Eternals is not that movie.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, this is a movie I will probably never see again.
You watch it for the sake of the timeline.
I watch it for the timeline. I watch it to see how they're going to interact going forward. And when it's one of those times to do my research on this next phase, I'll be watching it again then. I'm excited to see some of the characters return.
Yeah, I really liked Thena, but that's just me.
I liked Thena. I liked Druig a lot. I liked Sprite. I thought she was good.
Emmett had an epiphany the other day when I was taking him to school. He said, "You know who Sprite reminds me of in the MCU? Loki." Like that same sort of power, and he's like, because the illusionary side of it, to where she creates something and then your hand just goes straight through it. And I said, yeah, that's very much similar to Loki's power.
There's also an interesting line in there that reminded me of was Kingo's line about Thor.
Oh yes,
he's like, I knew him before. He used to follow me around. Now he's got a big old hammer and doesn't return my calls. Thought that was cool. They were trying to connect the universe. Icarus, however, I thought had a good arc, in a sense that he'd been there, he wanted to do the job, and then he fell in love with who got put in charge, and then he had that internal conflict of, I want to do the job, I want to keep going the way we're supposed to be doing, I don't really care about these people, let me just continue doing what I'm doing, and he loves the girl who's trying to stop all that. So he had, I thought, the best arc of all the Eternals, in the terms that even in the end, when it was over with and they were able to stop Tiamat, he's like, I don't want to kill you. And I thought he was running off to Tattletale, but he went off to fly into the sun.
Oh, you didn't see that coming? I was kind of like, I hoped that Cersei killed him right there when she touched him, and after he apologized and she just killed him. But to go Icarus to fly into the sun, I was like, come on, man, that's so fucking cornball. That's such low-hanging fruit.
I liked it.
You could have done so much better.
He's not done. Icarus is going to be back.
More than likely.
Because there's all those Eternals that they showed. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, we're just going to build another one. So I bet you we get an Icarus who comes back and does not have feelings for Cersei or anybody else.
And is more of like that Superman we got in Batman Superman.
Yeah.
Not that that's relatable, but I just imagine that if he's going to come back emotionless, he's going to have that sort of demeanor.
Yeah.
See, to me, that's what this movie doesn't make sense in the grand scheme of things, because your boy just pulls him off the planet at the end. Let's say he just doesn't stop, boom, I'm going to check your memories, like he doesn't know what they've been going through, and just restart it all over again.
Yeah.
Like that's...
He very well could, but we don't know anything about the Celestials to know why they would operate the way that they do. So at this point, it's kind of a waiting game.
But I mean, the Celestials to me were kind of moot. Like, they didn't really matter. It's just that one who was the big bad or the boss. Like, the irony I found in it was like that he sent them to the planet, to the deviants, to the planet to get rid of all the predators. And then they started to become predators. So then he made the Eternals.
Mm-hmm.
Then the Eternals started getting out of pocket. Who does he go send for them? Or why doesn't he just restart it? Like, I don't know. And that movie just had me all over the place and didn't... I don't have words. Like, I really don't. It just was like, wow. It was like a friend telling you a story that went on way too long that didn't make sense, and you just kept throwing out, damn, that's crazy. You know what I mean? Like,
I have to agree. There was a lot of this backstory stuff that didn't necessarily have to happen.
Yeah.
I think it could have been a little bit shorter. I get that Chloe Zhao is that kind of director. She likes to have all those details, and I thought it was broadening the universe, so I was there for it. I'm down with it. Was it necessary? No, not necessarily. Is it necessary for me to drink my own urine?
No.
Oh, wow.
No, but I do it anyway because it's sterile and I like the taste.
It's like they had this 2.5 hour movie for literally like a 30-second clip, because that's what I got out of the most of it was the end. The after credits.
Yeah, let's talk about the after credits. So we got Pip the Troll and Thanos' brother, who I can't remember his name.
Carl.
No, it's not Carl. I think it's
Um,
Thane or something like that. Anyway, played by Harry Styles, who is telling them they can find the other Eternals. But that wasn't the good cutscene.
No, it was not.
There's another one with Kit Harington, who plays Dane. I can't remember his last name.
Circe's boyfriend from the beginning.
Yeah, but he is going to be played up as the Marvel character, the Black Knight. And he talks about right before she's sucked away by the Eternal that his bloodline is complicated. And here was the other thing. They also talked about the Ebony Blade on the ship of the Eternals. Oh, the Ebony Blade. This is the one, and that's the one that the Black Knight has.
And she's like, oh, no, this is Excalibur.
Oh, I thought she said it was the Ebony Blade.
No, she asked that question. Says, is this the Ebony Blade? She goes, no, this is Excalibur.
Oh, nice.
And so she was...
So then at the end, there is the Ebony Blade.
Yeah.
And he's getting ready to grab it. And a voice says, you sure you want to do that? Have you heard this spoiler, Ryan? Do you know what this spoiler is?
I'm here for it.
It's Mahershala Ali playing Blade, who you thought was never going to happen.
Hey, we still ain't never seen him, so...
At this point...
He's still vaporware.
They are in production now for Blade, and they are expecting a 2023 release. I think that's promising. With all the stuff that's already mapped out, sure.
I'll see you in 2024 when it still ain't happened.
Oh boy, I don't really book things, and I don't want to make a bet because I'm not a betting man. But I bet you we see it in 2023. I don't know. Overall, this movie was kind of meh. It wasn't like I said, it wasn't the greatest MCU movie of all time.
I enjoyed it, but
I don't think it's the worst either. But then again, I'm one of the few people that liked Thor: The Dark World.
Me too. I love Thor: The Dark World.
I didn't really. I'm biased.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying that for me, out of the tier, it literally hits the bottom.
Yeah.
I can't think of another movie.
This one falls to the middle for me.
Yeah, it falls to the middle.
I will watch.
I had to go through and look and see some more and rank them. And if I did, maybe I do rank it at the bottom, but I don't think it's a bad movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think it's one of those that could be forgettable. There are more important movies, but this will be one of those when they go back and go, okay, so when this happened, like, let's see, at the end of Avengers 1, when you have Thanos saying, fine, I'll do it myself, we'll look back to where Tiamat was coming out of the earth and a Celestial showed up to pull some Eternals back. But do I think that's a movie that you're going to need to watch over and over and over again? No, not really. But I am excited for the future to see where the other characters go. I want to see Phastos again. Yep. I want to see Druig. I want to see Circe, as interesting as, or lack thereof, as she was. And I want to see Icarus come back. So we'll see. That's going to do it for us here at the Alter Ego Podcast. Thank you so much for staying with us. I've been your host, Jack Austin. With me, as always, is my wonderful wife, Megan.
That's me.
And Ryan, how are you, big guy?
I'm great.
Good. We'll catch you next week. No Mark, we'll get him back soon.
Mark, save your money. It's not worth it.
No, Mark, go. See ya.
Eternals is a Disney Plus special for sure.
Okay.